Jimbob, why don't you be honest and tell us how Noah's Ark led to biodiversity? What do you mean? Noah's Ark, if there was already biodiversity, what are you referring to? Are you referring to the different kinds of changes within existing species of that have sexes already? I don't understand what's the problem. If you already have populations of animals, biodiversity would be just downstream from having sex and reproducing. So, what are you talking about? What's the question? What's the question? What's the problem? Do you think French, Inuit, Swahili, and Japanese started the Tower of Babel? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Keep focused. We're talking about Wes Watson here. Okay? Stop trying to derail. We're talking about something way more important than the Tower of Babel, okay? So shut up. Jimbob, the military, police, fire, and roads are socialist programs. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're social programs. They're not socialist programs. You're just being loose with the definition of with what it means. That's all you're doing. No, and I don't take a strictly privatized position of like, the pure capitalist, everything should be privatized. That's stupid. That's why libertarianism is dumb.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing.
It is. It's stupid. Because you get into this zone where, well, what is public mean? What's public? Because the libertarian approach is nothing should be public. Okay, so you don't like free movement then. You don't like the ability to gather in a place. Why? Because the place is owned. All you have to do is have a society of people that own every inch of the world and restrict movement on every inch of the world. It's totally ethical from the libertarian, full private of all things, right? So I don't think that you can list some things that aren't, quote, privately owned, and it means that it's socialist. You know what I mean? It's not the same. Jimbob, would you cut U.S. defense spending, which is partly corporate welfare, to fund single-payer health care? No, I wouldn't pay for college for all. That's a bad idea in general. I would cut U.S. defense spending. Certainly, I would cut ties to Israel and all of these assumed dedicated plans, donation plans, right? Foreign aid, all of this stuff. I would cut a lot of defense spending because certainly defense spending is the easiest to justify from our own government's view. All you have to do is say there's some sort of like problem or emergency that's beyond the understanding of the populace. And don't worry, guys, we're spreading democracy. There's going to be a lot of American flags. Listen. And all the boomers are like, yeah, we need it. No, I would cut defense spending. And that alone, Big Bad Mama, I would say just doing that to start, to even then go to the second question of, well, okay, if we cut that, it doesn't actually follow that because we cut that, now we should then spend it on something else impulsively. I think that would be a wrong way about it. But certainly, no. College for all, no. Single parent, no. Healthcare, you're going to have problems from a private view of healthcare where you incentivize profit, people being sick. Of course, it's the same problem with like a private prison you would have with private healthcare. But the fact of the matter is if you look to these public healthcare, these nationalized healthcare systems across the board, for very important, urgent things, they don't use it. They leave. They go to the places where it's private. Is it more expensive? Yes. They still go there, though. They deliver it better, and there is no alternative. So it always, even a single payer or some sort of utopian view of healthcare, it doesn't matter. When it comes to important things, people will fly their ass away from that country and go to a country that they can pay for a private version of whatever the service is. College for all is a terrible idea in general. That's the worst possible position. There's no purpose in college for all. Not all people should go to college, especially now. But when college was actually valuable, it was valuable because not everyone could go to college. It was valuable because when you finish your degree, it wasn't a bullshit degree. I had to teach a horse how to meditate. And it was valuable because when you left college, you knew that the field you were competing in wasn't completely saturated by other people who got to go to college for, quote, free. That's the problem, is that all of these liberals and progressives think that education should be as free as, water or something like this, or air. And the government likes this shit. So do the colleges, by the way. And here's what happens. The colleges start sniffing around and going, oh, it looks like the government's going to secure some loans. What secures the loans? Just the authority of the government. Yeah, I'll secure the loan. Meaningless. They sniff around and they start seeing the trend of governments securing loans. They don't have to worry about selling their. You just go to the government and they give you a loan. You don't need to prove your expertise. You don't have to prove your performance as a college. They're giving away free tickets. Now the college goes, okay, do we maintain some sort of integrity in our delivery of our service in the form of education and trade? Do we do this? Or do we take the money up front and just say, well, let's expand what we're offering? Well, obviously we know what happened. The latter happened. The government kept securing loans. The college said, fuck it, dude. If you're going to pay for it, we need to figure out more useless programs to offer, given that the government is securing all these loans. So what happens? Instead of playing the game of providing the best education in a given field, they're playing the game of try to secure the most free students as possible by offering the most ridiculous, terrible Marxist. That's why Marxism fits so well. This general shit progressive Marxist view fits so well with the economic model. You're selling bullshit and you get the customers for free. You don't have to work for the customers. You don't have to work for the customers. It's like if the government suddenly gave money to people to get free donuts all the time. What would happen? They just guaranteed it. Just free money for donuts only. Only donuts. Only donuts. It's a shit show. And that's where at least something of a market in a capitalist system does have a defense, but it doesn't have a full defense. It just has a partial defense.